Divorced Dad Diaries, day 108. Come and have a Saturday with me and the kids. So, wake up, first thing in the morning, I like to check the dishwasher. But normally I would empty it, but my son is determined on buying some DLC for a video game that he wants. So, he's been doing the dishwasher every day to try and make a little bit more money. So, I just take out some of the obscure items and leave the rest for him. And then for breakfast, I had some very non-traditional tacos. And then my kids decided that they wanted to have snags for breakfast, cooked by themselves. So they cooked it, I supervised, and then, of course, made sure that everything was turned off when they were done. And then we needed to pop over to the shops, which kind of made me realise that after driving around in the rain this week, my car is desperate for a wash, but I don't really have the tools to do that, so those are going on the list. And first off, we popped into Woolies to get some lollies for my daughter's movie night tonight. That was funny because they were doing like one of those weird promotions where you spend like a certain amount of money and you get some little collectible. But I don't really care about them. It just ends up as more clutter around my house that I inevitably have to clean. So we grabbed the lollies, grabbed some other supplies that we needed, like a $10 block of butter. And when we got to the counter, the lady was like, "Oh, do you want the discs?" And I said no, and my daughter goes, "Yes." And then the lady got the discs and handed them to my daughter. So, women supporting women. And then it was over to the warehouse, because after opening up my Shein package and handing out the clothes to everyone, I realised that my son still just doesn't have a lot of clothes. In particular, he only has t-shirts. So we popped over to get some jerseys and some pants, but he's in that kind of annoying middle size at the moment. So he's 10 years old, but he's a short 10 years old. So he often wears like size 8, size 9 sort of thing. Depending on where you shop at, obviously. But that puts him in that, like, sort of in-between size where he's too big to shop in the small kids area, but too small to shop in the teens area. A lot of these, in the warehouse in particular, it goes from, like, 3 to 7 and then 8 to 16, which means that trying to find stuff in that in-between sizes is really hard. Looking in that shop, there was a ton of stuff from like 12 and over and a ton of stuff from like 8 down, but it was like, where's that stuff in the middle? This is where Shein would actually come in handy. So in the end, we had to just get him the only pieces I could find in his size, which was this white hoodie that's in a size 9 and these pair of pants that are in a size 8. That's a white tracksuit. Actually, it's quite nice. And it was like buy one, get one half off. So they're both like $22. I got them for $30 or something like that. And then this hoodie, which is a size 9, which is like a green colour, which like I don't know if it'll suit him, but like, it'll do. I had just sort of noticed, particularly during the holidays, that he was wearing a lot of the same clothes and I was washing the same clothes and he was re-wearing them, which sort of what spurred me on to get that order from Shein. But it wasn't until after their order yesterday when I was going through their closets and saying, okay, what else do they need, did I realise that, yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of clothes. I asked him about it. Like, I was like, why don't you wear all these pieces? And he says, oh, yeah, they don't fit me anymore. And he's just never bothered to tell me. It was just typical him. He's just living his life fine, no complaints. But, you know, get him some new pieces so he's got more stuff to wear. Then, of course, we had to make sure we had a look at the books. They didn't have the next Dogman book in the series, but I decided to pick up the Wings of Fire graphic novel because I figured my daughter and my son would both really be into that, and, of course, it wouldn't be a trip out without getting a coffee. Back home, we had a classic Kiwi lunch of tip-top jelly tip ice cream combined with some oven-heated pies, and then after lunch, we popped over to the park and had a bit of a quick play and had some fun on the Flying Fox and the slides and, you know, everything else. So tonight we're having pork steaks and some veggies for dinner. Just a very traditional meat and 3 veg kind of dinner. I'm thinking like some green beans maybe and some potato mash. And then following that we're going to watch a movie. We're doing my daughter's movie night tonight. She's picked the Minecraft movie, which I'm expecting to be a very turn your brain off and have fun kind of movie. But otherwise I will catch you on the flip side.